Namaste. Welcome and greetings. I am Magick Croix. It's gonna stop a virus. No. This
Got y'all listening now. Some witchcraft for that ass. Too late to turn away. Abracadabra and all that good shit. Yo. Hocus pocus got you focused on my rhyme. Simply easy, now I'm eating couch potatoes. My keys to go home.
Dora Pauls.
My rush to end it all. It feels amazing to have won. I'm not planning to ball, but why not take the chance to stunt? No, I don't need it all. Can thank the thing I don't want. Do I worship the sun? Or sold my soul for the tongue? Or dead since I was young? Or got some done?
Of course, we say Namaste. The divine in me greets the divine in you. All right. Guess what? I got a story to tell again. All right. So this one's a bit of an experience that I had. Okay. So just to give you a little bit of the backstory. All right. It was a person who I had just met, and we clicked and everything, and we were hitting it off, having pleasant conversations and everything. And we got around to the subject, and this was years ago. We got around to the subject, as you eventually will when you speak with someone about, interests. Okay. So come to find out we had the same interests, of course. A lot of people are interested in occult / pagan topics. They just don't know it, so to speak. So we start talking about books, right? Books. And if you know me, you know that my books are my goal. Okay? Love my books. All right. So I decided this person I just met, maybe knew for about 2 weeks, decided to lend my books. Okay. All right. Some time passed, and then I was wondering about. I had to look for something. One of those books, I know for a fact, it was about 5 books, but one of those books was one of my most used resources, and that's Hoodoo Urban Root Magic by that woman, that Jewish woman. So I was looking for it one day, and PDFs wasn't really a thing back then. You know what I'm saying? So that was my only copy, and so I wanted it back because I was looking for something, right? And first the responses were, oh, well, I got this. Okay. And it kept being frequent. Hey, you got time to meet me so I can get that book back from you? Oh, well, I got to do this, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Then the responses came less frequently, and then not at all. Okay. This person started ignoring. And I'm like, wow, these books, you can get them like on Amazon or something, but those are my books. Those are my things. It's my property. I want it back. And besides, I went against my better judgment and lent this person my books, thinking I'm going to get them. She seemed friendly and okay, and had a genuine interest in the occult arts. So I thought, okay. So it got to a point where I wouldn't hear back from them at all. Like, look, I want my book back. I need it for something. And I really did need that one and one other book back. Started not getting any responses. I'm like, that's just some disrespectful shit. I barely know you, but I trusted you enough to lend you my books, my gold. All right, simple enough. I'm sure pretty much Most people would be like, it's not a big deal, it's books. No, that's my shit. Give it back. All right. So I got mad. The more time passed, the madder I got. All right. Now remember, if I've said on other videos that if you get me to the point where I'm about to do magic, I'm gonna literally light your ass up. That's not a threat to anyone. You know what I'm saying? But if I've gotten, that's pretty much a last resort. I would prefer not going to magic to solve a dispute. I would prefer not to do that. That's just me. It's a break glass in case of emergency. This wasn't an emergency. This was just festivity. I was just mad, right? All right. So, what happened? All right. So this is where I say you always got to be careful who you are messing with and who you summon to send on someone. You got to be careful. You know what I mean? I was learning the clip off at the time. Now, if you don't know the clip off, it's the inverse side of the Kabbalah. You have the Kabbalah, which is Jewish mysticism and magic. It's the tree of life, 10 spears. Okay? And just like you had the tree of life on the other side of it, the tree of death. That's what I was studying at the time. So, okay. I am going to deal with this Golachab. What's Golachab? Let me show you. Share my screen real quick. I pulled it up. Here we go. All right. Let me see if I can increase the size of this so you can see. Now look what it says here. Let me highlight this. Golachab is the most brutal of the Qliphothic powers. The name of this Qliphoth is significantly revealing regarding the nature of the spear, arsonists, the flaming ones, the volcano, or those who burn with fire. According to certain theories, this is the Qliphoth of the Qliphoth and the reflection of Geburah, the Sephirah, from which the Qliphoth was born. Geburah is the imperative and punitive force that emits as compared to the fires of hell. Geburah is the wrath of God that inspires fear in the pious. It is the punishing aspect of God and the tree of life. Some claim that the Qliphoth are a punishment from God. Qliphoth are the chaos and the hauntings that God sends to the disobedient man, as disclosed above. Many Kabbalists claim that the wrath of God created a crack in creation, and the wrath that leaked thus caused the Qliphoth. The most common theory regarding Geburah and Golachab is that the tree of life consists of a balance between the Mercury of God, the Sephirah Chesed, also called Gedula, and his severity, Geburah. The shadow sides of these Sephiroth contain these functions in an unbalanced form. The unbalanced antipole of Chesed then corresponds to a lack of restraint, and the dark side of a Geburah corresponds to mercilessness. Okay? Why did I share that? Because that's the spear I was dealing with, Now, each spear of the Qliphoth has a demon ruling over it. Now, I want you to take what I say and look it up on Google and tell me what it says Asmodeus is. Matter of fact, let me do it now. Let's see here. All right. Acting stupid. So I'm gonna look it up on my phone. This is really stupid. All righty. Asmodeus. Matter of fact, Asmodeus is the demon, if I'm not mistaken, the demon in Supernatural with the yellow eyes. Asmodeus. He is also one of the demons of the Goetia. Okay. All right. Did I care? I did not. I did not care. I said, fuck it. Person having my books, take care of this for me. Of course, I gave the appropriate offerings and handled it. Right? All right. Remember the description? The fires of hell, the flames of hell. The next night, I could not calm my body down. I got extremely hot. I don't mean hot. I mean hot. So much hot, so much heat, so much hot. So much so, I froze my wife and kids out that night with cold air because in the house. I was burning the hell up and very uncomfortable. I thought I was gonna die. You know what I'm saying? I took the temperature down to 55 degrees. Do you know how cold that is in the house? It's very cold. Very. I didn't sleep well at all that night. You know what I mean? Not at all. So that was one side effect. See, these demons, they will find a way to let you know they heard you and they working. They will acknowledge you in some way, form, or fashion. You will know that what you asked for is being done. Next day, I'm driving to work and I smell smoke. I smelled so much smoke, I pulled my car over on the side of the road. I thought something was on fire. I may have, as a matter of fact, I did relay this story before in one of my older videos, but I'm relaying it again. I don't think I went into this much detail. Yeah, I smelled smoke, and I smelled smoke the entire time. Now, where I worked at then, I believe it was Dell. I worked for Dell at the time. It took an hour to get there, and I smelled smoke the entire time. And I was still kind of burning up, but wasn't as intense as the night before. Yeah. Uncomfortable ass ride to work, uncomfortable ass night. You know. Eventually, these side effects went away. Okay. But this is something that you have to deal with. Not saying that you'll go through that. Everybody has different experiences. But that was one experience. I never wanted to go through it. Okay. That was one. I was like, fuck this shit. I don't want to do that. And my wife and my kids, they froze. I had it so cold in the house. I was that fucking hot. You know what I'm saying? So be careful of who you call. All right? And be very specific who you call. Okay? Especially when you fucking with a system like the clip-off. All right? So what happened after that? All right. I never heard from this person again. So how did I follow up? I went to a reader and occultist, a fellow reader and occultist. Because we do that. We go to our colleagues to get readings and stuff like that. I went and got a reading, and I can't remember who it was, but they were like, this person couldn't answer. I'm like, why? Why couldn't they answer? This person, all they kept hearing in their heads was grandmother. And confirmed from a reading they did with the tarot, they lost their grandmother. And that's why they weren't responding to it. You know what I mean? And so I felt bad. I felt horrible after that. When I heard that, I was like, damn, the anger immediately dissipated. I was like, fuck. And I was like, did I cause that? She's like, yeah, you probably did. Shit, not only side effects, but an unintended happening. I didn't want anything to happen to their grandmother. I wanted them to return my book. That was all I wanted. I didn't mean to fuck them up, but I did. You know what I'm saying? Plus, when you add anger to the mix, very potent when it comes to magic. So make sure you direct your anger like responsibly and where it needs to be. There was a lesson learned for me, especially the side effects. I did not like that. Very, very uncomfortable feeling. You know what I mean? So that's my story for today. Fucking with the demon Asmodeus. Did they get the job done? Absolutely. You know, would I do it again for such a reason? Absolutely not. You know, that was one of my earliest adventures where I was like, you know what? You need to go on 2, but you went 10. Matter of fact, that's what the reader said. You should have went here, but you went here. You know what I mean? It was a small thing. You could have got that accomplished some other way, but you didn't have to go there. See what I mean? What can you do though? Once you call a demon and say, I want you to do this for me, you can't call it back. You can't change your mind. You really can't. The only way that you can get out of something like that is to do a balancing ritual where you do something of an opposite nature. See what I'm saying? Always be careful who you call. Okay? Always be careful. This, on my banner here, that's Astaroth. That's not who I called. I called Asmodeus. Look him up. Look up the clip-off sphere Gola child. I didn't need to do that, but you know, it is what it is. It happened. I am the one and only Magick Croix. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.